Hello, I'm Dr. Tom Ashton with the Doctors Mastermind Group. I hope you're doing well. But remember, hope is not a strategy. Hope is only going to die unless you take some action. I want to tell you today about some action you can start taking, because as doctors, you should realize that you have an unfair advantage in this world because you have control over the medical care system. And I can attest to the fact that the medical care system is not doing well at this point. I can say that because I'm approaching older age and I have some medical problems to deal with, and it is not fun at all to deal with the medical problems and deal with the medical system that is supposed to help you with that. Let me give you a quick example. And think about this. I know there's many very qualified endocrinologists out there, but let me tell you what happens to a person when they get type 2 diabetes. I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I was very much overweight. I had type 2 diabetes. Now, what they did is they took me in. Of course, they did all this testing to find out just how bad it was. Well, my blood sugar was over 300 and my A1C was like 9.5. So everyone knew I had diabetes. So what did they do? They started me on metformin. They said nothing about diet. So I took metformin, didn't help that much. Actually, there was some evidence of maybe some kidney situation going on. So then they said, okay, fine, we're going to start you on insulin. So they started me on insulin, and insulin could control my blood sugar fairly well, but I kept gaining weight, more and more weight, which required more and more insulin. So I started to do some research, and I thought, what is going on here? The main treatment for diabetes type 2 after metformin and some of the other oral hypoglycemic medications, endocrinologists jumped right onto insulin and started me on insulin, which made me worse. Then I did a lot of research and I found out that insulin is probably the worst thing you can do for type 2 diabetes. The worst thing you can do for type 2 diabetes is what everyone is recommending. So I did the research, I figured it out, I lost the weight, I changed my diet, I exercised, I became spiritual, and I did all those things that can easily be done, and it's free, and it works. I'm healthy now, I'm doing great. So my main thing is we must take personal responsibility for our profession and quit treating symptoms and not addressing the disease. But you have an unfair advantage because you have a fairly steady income, although you're working very hard. But I want to make you aware of some of the unfair advantages you have by recommending this book right here. You may have heard about it. It's Unfair Advantage that we all have, especially physicians, because we have some income flow that we can convert that income flow into passive sources of income. And this book by Robert Kiyosaki shows you basically how to do that. This I highly recommend. So give me a thumbs up, give me a share. Let's make our mastermind group become larger and larger so that we can have an impact on our own medical profession and our own personal lives. This is Dr. Tom Ashton. Please join the Doctors Mastermind group and let's go forward with some of these concepts. Talk to you later.